Hello, and this is Christine Deane, your DFW Networking Diva, connecting you to who you want to know. We love talking about anything related to networking, marketing, entrepreneurship, small business, solopreneurs, small businesses, all that good stuff. We love to talk about those kind of topics. And so when I met our guest today, I was so excited. I said, oh, yes, this is a really important topic. So I wanted to bring her in and introduce her to y'all because you definitely want to know who she is. Welcome to the studio.
Hey, thank you, Kristen. Thank you for the welcome. This is Soujanya Mukka from My B2B Network. I'm the founder and CEO of My B2B Network. I'm so pleased and glad to be on your podcast today. And I'm really excited to share all about what I do and how I can help businesses to grow.
I love your My B2B network because B2B is one of my spaces that I like to play in as a marketer, right? I'm always working with other businesses myself also. And one of the big problems I found with businesses is they don't always want to hire somebody full time. They haven't grown quite big enough that they need to hire somebody full time. And at the same time, they still have too much to do themselves. So a lot of times they want to outsource their work, which means they need to bring vendors in, which is exactly where you come into play. So I am so excited about talking about what it is. You talked about being the founder of the My B2B network, and we'll scroll that across the screen and let people see where they can go to find out more information about this. But talk to us a little bit about My B2B network.
Sure. Yeah. Let me give a broader picture of what we do and then drill down to the details. My B2B network, let me bring in the idea why we are here as well. My husband, he used to work for in a director level position for a startup company and have a lot of pain points in figuring out a suitable vendor for their outsourcing requirements. So we wanted to solve that problem, which would be helpful for all of the businesses and can grow their business in a faster pace. So we at My B2B Network solve two different problems, one with respect to outsourcing and with respect to lead generation as well. Outsourcing, there are a lot of providers on over the Google if you could go and search, but it's difficult. It's really difficult to vet each and every provider, share your requirement, get multiple quotations, and then suitable and talk to each and everybody. And that's a that takes a lot of time and effort for any individual in an organization, and we've simplified that process alongside with the lead generation too. Yeah. This is our website, and let's drill down as well.
Yeah, the whole vetting process can be very tiring. And when you go through all the trouble to find somebody you hope they're going to work, you're not really sure. You don't know how well they're going to fit into your culture,
Yeah.
right? Are they reliable? Have other people used them, right? And we're relying
Right.
on Google reviews. It's
Right.
nice if you have someone else to help with that whole vetting
Exactly.
process,
Right.
right? Because we like referrals, and sometimes that works really well, and other times it doesn't work so well,
Sure.
right?
So with that uncertainty of the vendors, that's a great problem in place for any business. They don't know, they are very unsure of their skill set of the provider, how what are the resources they have in hand, what is their team size, does their business incorporated or not, do they have a social media presence which is valid or not. All these things play a major role in wedding process for a provider, and we take all of that. And we do have all the providers who have been registered with us, verified in all these aspects, so that you don't need to worry about getting a quotation from them and put in your time in reviewing that before outsourcing your job to them. And that is how we are solving the uncertainty of the provider. And coming to the ambiguous requirement or scope of the work, right? What happens with most of the business owners is, though they know what they want, the perspective of the requester is different from the provider, though we both are working on the same requirement. The way I take it is different from the way you take it, though that is the same thing, right? So what we are doing for that, and due to which timelines, deliverables, cost estimates, all these things will be different. and it can go up and down, and clarification calls will increase, which ends up in a lot of mess up basically,
Mhm.
and leads to a lot of loss to the business with respect to time, money, everything. So at my B2B network, we are solving this with a great unique idea for every category we are working with. Like it could be technology services, marketing services, bookkeeping services, publishing, book publishing, training services, legal services, whatever it could be. We have a unique questionnaire form. We bring that to the requester. They will be able to fill that complete requirement form. Okay. And ensuring all the important aspects of a requirement is covered, which will help a provider also to come up with the accurate quotation.
Right. Yeah. You can't do an accurate estimate without having enough information. And you hate saying, okay, it's going to be a range between here and here. And that number could be really big and off. If you want a basic website of 5 pages, or do you need something that's 20 pages? Well,
Right.
that's 4 times as much work, right?
Yeah, you are right, Christine. So if the scope or requirement is not right, then the quotations will fall in hand and leads to a lot of workflow disruption would happen, and resources will work on a wrong thing and end up in wrong deliverables. So to avoid all such things at the initial phases itself, we are making a common perception for the requester and provider, so that they
Mhm.
understand the requirement right and right quotations falls in place to the plate, and go from there.
Yeah, then you have that nice accurate estimate. So you can really compare. If you're going to look at estimates for more than one company, you can compare apples to apples and everything makes sense.
Right, right. Yeah. So in that perspective, right, we are the biggest problem every business have is unfair negotiations.
Mm.
What is not in par with the market is the biggest trouble. It's really hard for a business owner to be in par with market pricing, market updates, and research. What is happening with each provider and what are the different prices? You can literally we cannot go to each and everybody and get their pricing. We cannot spend on that because we have a lot of primary goals to focus on our business, right? So to overcome this particular problem every business owner is facing while outsourcing, how do you know, even when you are purchasing a very important item for your home, you would want to do a keen market research about what is the pricing, and what for that pricing what is the quality offer,
Mhm.
and is it the right vendor who is selling that product or not, right? So when that is a part with personals, and we do be equally important with the outsourcing of any business services, right? So we do what we do is we give the provision for a requester to compare all the quotations with three different and important aspects. One is with respect to business process. They can view different business processes of different businesses, and different qualities of work of different providers, and different prices of different provider for the same requirement, wherein at the sizes of the requester will get the very good education on how every individual business is offering different qualities, different prices and processes for the services they would want to outsource. They don't need to spend any time in understanding a very big detailed subject here. They just have to submit a single form of requirement with us and get all that at one single platform.
So kind of nice all in one then. That makes it really
Right.
easy for us to pick out vendors then. I love it.
Yeah.
I think you also said that you do stuff with qualified lead generation, I believe you said.
Yes, yes. We help businesses do a highly qualified lead generation. In general, any business, it does for them, it does takes a lot of time and effort in generating cold inquiries and then make them warm, make them hot, understand the customer, have a discovery call with them, bring in the awareness to the solution they have, and take it to deeper, deeper level so that they cross all the stages in a sales funnel. It does take a lot of we can a lot of time and effort, and based on the different services they provide, the time and effort will be different. So what we are doing is we are taking all that effort, we are just giving the cake, the ready-made cake for you to eat, I can say. You just have to you a provider will have the privilege to see the highly qualified lead with the complete requirement in front of their eyes. It is like, I am serving the full plate for you, you just come and eat it. you know so we have the complete requirement in the platform. You just you have the privilege to come and submit quotation. And here another thing is, businesses spends a lot of time in preparing a quotation for the requirements they get in. We do save that time as well for them. They just have to submit quotation within the platform, projecting their business process, their quality of work, and their pricing.
Right,
That's
so they
all.
have opportunities to submit for do put some bids in. Basically, you've already
Exactly.
got people that are interested. They come to your platform. They're looking for somebody to do this. So you're offering both sides: those that are looking for vendors and those that want to be vendors.
Exactly. You are exactly right. And when they are preparing that quotation, right, they have the provision to give the quality in multiple aspects, not only one single aspect. They can put their testimonials from their previous clients, case studies of their success stories. They can put their review rating links they have on their social media platform, and their sample work. And if they want to promote in any other way, like if they have any educational content or blog posts which they have made to educate which get the businesses, all that can be projected as part of the quality
Mhm.
relevant to what requirement they are submitting to. These are all speak about their quality, and their accurate business process will speak their maturity. And then last comes the pricing.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yes.
so it's nice and thorough, so you know what you're looking at. You've got all the important details, so you can make a decision as a vendor. I
Yes.
love it.
Yeah.
So
And
who do you help most when you talk about these different businesses that you can help? Who's a good fit for your organization?
oh, any business who serves a business is a good fit for our business. Um, and every business have to provide some services and take some services, right?
Mhm.
At every stage of the business, when they are a startup company, they do serve a lot of businesses, but at the same time they tend to outsource their bookkeeping services, accounting services, marketing services, a company registration for sure, all these kind of services for outsourcing. So they have the provision to do both of them on our platform. And
Absolutely. It makes a lot of sense, right? Because with a startup business, they do you're expected to be the boss, the marketer, the
yeah,
HR, right? All that kind of stuff. And
exactly.
we're not all trained in all of those
Right,
areas, right? We
right,
probably
right,
know our
right,
specialty the
right,
best, but
right.
everything else we're not ready to do, like you said. So it really makes sense to have
Yes,
a trusted place you can go to find vendors for all those
exactly.
other support services that you need.
Right,
Because
right.
don't ask me about HR. That is not my area of expertise,
Right, yeah,
right?
yeah,
Let alone
right,
product development and technical support. There's a lot of
right,
different areas that we can't know it all as business owners. So for the
right.
startups, especially, it makes sense to outsource. So what you're saying is we can go to your platform and we
Yeah.
can find vendors for all of those areas.
Right. And so even when you scale up, so currently a business is in startup phase, and by outsourcing, they have scaled up a little bit and they became a small business. At that stage also, they tend to outsource few of the services,
Mhm.
like marketing services, software development services, payroll services, you know. and then they grow a little bit even more and become
Hmm.
medium-sized businesses. At that point of the time, they tend to outsource search engine optimization services, content writing services, human resources, business process outsourcing. A lot of them come into picture. Even if they grow to matured companies, when you
Hmm.
see the enterprise level matured businesses, they tend to outsource legal services,
Right.
strategic
Payroll.
planning, yeah, and payroll
Yeah.
services. Training services is the biggest thing they outsource for their employees. If they want to conduct any training, they would directly go for outsourcing. They do not want the
Hmm.
intermittent job to be done by the in-house team. So they tend so at every phase of the business, they need two things. One is outsourcing and another is lead generation. So we
Hmm.
do help businesses every stage of their business in these two different aspects, solving the issues they face during these two, simplifying the process for them. With and all these we do in different categories as well. We do help them in technology services outsourcing, marketing services outsourcing, training services outsourcing, legal.
Hmm.
It's a one stop shop for all their b2b service needs, basically
Hmm.
simplifying outsourcing and simplifying lead generation process.
Right. I love it. So that's the thing. One of the hard parts for small business owners is finding those reliable people that they can bring
Right,
into their team to give them a hand with some areas that aren't their area of specialty. I
right.
know I business taxes. What? No, that's not me. Right.
Right,
You
right,
got to have somebody that can give you a hand with those kind of things.
right.
Whether it's building your funnels and your
Yeah,
marketing, whatever that is. I love that. You want to talk to us a little bit more about your actual program? Do you want to do a screen share or anything and show
sure.
things to
Yeah,
us?
definitely.
What do you
I would do
think?
that. Yes, I would. I would. Let me share my screen and show you the platform as well here.
That would be fantastic because
Yeah.
some websites are a little overwhelming and other ones,
Mhm.
they're a little
Yeah.
easier to follow. So let's
Yeah.
take a look and see what you got here.
Yep. We have a very beautiful website, B2B marketplace for all your service needs. It's a one stop shop for all your outsourcing needs, basically. We help any business to outsource their services and lead generation. We are into multiple categories, like I just mentioned, for any of your bookkeeping, business process services, content writing services, certification services, copyright, financial, and we do have a lot of subcategories of it. I don't want to make it as a boring session, so let me give a broader picture.
But you have a lot of different areas on there.
Yes, graphic design services, human resource services, marketing, and marketing is a huge chunk. It has a lot of subcategories in it.
Mhm.
And because for any business, marketing and sales play a major role. For the technology outsourcing, we do have a lot of vendors,
Mhm.
and we do have all areas to digitalize and to make it more and more modern. And the startup services, training services, a person or a business can be trained in multiple ways, and we do have
Mhm.
multiple aspects covered in our marketplace. And let me hop on and share. Currently, we do have, uh, we are in four different. These are the brands that trust us and been with us, which are very good companies out there. And we do have providers from India, US, Canada, and Philippines. 80 to 90% of the providers are from US and Canada, and we are expanding to UK as well. And this is all about the website, and let me hop in here as a test.
Okay, now are we hopping in right now as if
Yeah.
we were a vendor or as if we were a business owner?
So for both of them it is the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So as on the same account, you can be as a requester and as a provider. You can publish all your, this is a dashboard wherein you can see all at one place. How, what about your profile updation? Do you, have you submitted any requirements? Have you generated any leads? And have you, what are the difference you provided? So let's go one by one. For example, if I would like to outsource my requirements, I'm as a requester, I would come here and search for example, if it is a website development, I would select website development and, oh my god, give it a second. Yeah. So, for example, if you ask any business owner, oh, you want to build a website? Yes, I want to build a website. That is a very simple thing, right? We don't take that inquiry, we nourish it to the highly qualified lead by taking answers to all these questions.
You know, you make a great point there because the difference between just a lead, a warm lead, a
Yes,
hot lead, and a qualified lead
right.
is how serious are they about, you know, doing business with you now, right? And a lot
Exactly.
of that, if they're willing to go through and answer that many questions, they're usually pretty serious about it because
Yes,
otherwise they're like, oh, it's not that important. I'll just do it later, skip, right?
right.
So they
Yes.
really are interested if they go through the trouble to fill out a long form like that.
Exactly. And here, and when I ask the right questions, which are in line with your requirement, your seriousness can be validated, right? That is how we do for every business. Oh, okay. So, for example, if they are clear on what they want, or if that is of a priority to them, they will spend time there to get the clarification to their requirements. So that is where which form will help them. And we take what problem that they're trying to solve by building the website. Is it a brand new website or complete website redesign or few pages redesign? So this will help provider to come up with the most approximate quotation. If it is
Mhm.
few pages, as you just mentioned, if it is like few pages, it will take less effort. If it is like more, it takes whole lot of effort and it will cost more as well, right?
Right, and a lot of
And
times you don't think about how many pages you need. Sometimes people aren't aware of how many pages they
yes,
need.
yes,
I built one for a nonprofit, and they wanted a page for every one of their board of advisors, and they had over 25 board of advisors, right? So
right,
that's a lot of pages to build out just for how many people were involved in their organization. That
right.
adds up pretty quick if you're gonna charge by page, right?
Yes, yes, exactly. And what is their target market, and how do they describe users? Based on the users who will walk onto the website, the style of the website will change, and the way it is being built will be changed. How do they define website in business point of view and user point of view? Why will users have to come to their website? What will users do on the website? Basically, the functionality and what are the
Mhm.
different features a user have to do. If it is simple static website, it doesn't take a lot of effort. If it is a website which has a lot of features for the users, it does take a
Right.
lot
Is it
of
an
effort.
e-commerce site? Do they need to be able to purchase things? Do they need to be
Yeah,
able to submit a form?
yeah,
Do you need to be able to give estimates on there? What's the purpose of your website, right?
exactly. Yes, and taking their goals, and for them, there are business owners. They need help with domain and hosting as well. If they want to have, they need help with. They need help from provider, we can get that too. Like if they have a domain already or hosting already, we'll take those details. And do they want to provide content, or do they want the provider to do the content? What about the page templates, styles, and what technologies they would want to do? And functionality wise, what are the future functionalities they might need for maintenance, etc. And do they need for it as a
I
responsive?
like that, though.
Yes.
You're
Yeah.
planning for the future, right?
Yes,
So, what is
yes,
their goal? What are they going to want it to do in the
exactly.
future? Because
Hmm.
some things you can build on and other things not so much. So,
Yeah.
I love the way the forward thinking that you've got with just the questions on your form.
Yeah. And that's what, like in future, if they need any services, we will help them with that as well. And if they have a budget defined for that, we'll take that as well. And
Now, I
this will,
didn't see on the questions, did you have one there about how are they going to drive traffic to their website?
no, because that part comes with the marketing
Well,
requirement.
and or the SEO, right?
Yes, yes,
So things
Yeah.
like that. But sometimes I'm wondering if that might be a good question to add, because a
Mhm.
lot of times they don't even think about that, right? I
Yeah.
built it.
Yeah.
They will come. Look, I built
Right.
it. Well, it's just floating in space.
Right.
Nobody
Right.
knows it's there unless you drive
Sure.
people there.
Yeah, exactly, that makes sense. I'll definitely put forward that one. And then what happens is this will go to all the website development providers who are out there on the platform, who got registered with us already. They all will receive this requirement. And if the requester is specific about the location or any other size of the business like that, we ensure to do that as well. And once a business receives this requirement, what happens is what I'll show you now. So all the providers have received their requirement. As a provider, now I got that website development requirement on my plate. I'm coming here and viewing my requirement here. Oh, okay, the requester is doing this kind of job, and this is a problem they're solving, and I could see all what he wants, how many pages they want, what user actions they want. This will help me come up with the proper estimation of time and effort involved in it. And I'll
Mhm.
come here. I don't need to make any separate quotation or draft a sub quotation for that. I have the complete provision here to bring up my pricing details here. And as I mentioned earlier, we take the if they have any additional cost along with that pricing, we do have that provision to do it. And what is the duration for them to build the website? Each provider will give it the different durations, so we would want to capture that. And for the
Mhm.
quality projection, right, the second aspect is the quality projection. Different website examples they have made already, and the migration policy they have in place, and the business process in place, testimonials from their customers, review rating links they have already on the platform. If they have any points to promote their business, they can do that. Very, very simple way. They can project three different aspects in the quotation, and then boom, submit. That's all.
Very
And
thorough,
yeah,
nice. So it makes it so much easier to create those
mhm,
bids. You know exactly what the categories are going to be, and everybody that submits a bid is going to be filling out those same questions so they can compare.
right. Yes. Yeah. Now it comes here. They will be able to see the quotations here and select or not selected or discussed by looking at the quotation.
So all that's in that back office there, that private
Yes,
area that you can.
yes, they can see here, and each quotation can be seen here, and then select, not selected. And from here, what happens in general is we take once we take the process manually. From there onwards, once what happens in general is we take 10 to 15 quotations. Requester will review all their quotations and picks up 2 to 3 providers from that list and talk to them over the Zoom. Currently that is being done manually. Once after the Zoom call, they pick that vendor and they go from there. We do handshake emailing through the emails, which we are looking forward to automate within the platform as well. And we do have this uh, refer and earn program in place. For example, any business refers other business to register with us, we do provide 20% of our revenue to the business.
Very nice.
Yeah. And with huge scope of all the different categories, many businesses are tending to register with us. And the greatest thing about the platform is it's a high impact, low effort marketing strategy for any business to have. So any business will have a lot of marketing strategies, right? Few involves a lot of consistent effort, and few involves a lot of knowledge, and few involves a lot of money, few involves a lot of resources. But with my B2B network, this is one of the greatest marketing strategy for any business to have, with a low effort and high impact model.
Mhm.
you know and in our platform we focus on the quality rather than the quantity. Though I give you 30 to 40,000 cold inquiries, that doesn't help any business, right? It does help a business when I provide with a qualified, uh, complete, strong lead.
Right. Well, if they've gone through all the details and they've filled all that out, they're serious about purchasing whatever it is that they need, whatever
Yes,
that service or product is. And
exactly.
so you really know it's a qualified lead. That makes a lot
Right.
of sense. And really, like you said, if we end up with leads that aren't qualified, we spend a lot of time sorting through those to figure out which ones are actually ready to purchase.
Right.
Yeah, so the
Exactly.
website that we want to send people to check this out is going to be my B2B network.com. So
Right.
that's where you want to go hang out, and we'll scroll that across the screen again for
Yeah.
anybody who wants to go check out that website. Can they kind of float around a little bit and check things out and
Right.
take an opportunity to see what they think of it. And if
Right.
they have any questions and they wanted to reach out to you and say, you
Right.
know what, talk to me a little bit more about this. I want to hear a little bit more. And they've got questions. Will this work for my business?
Mhm.
How should they reach out to you?
So they can reach me through LinkedIn, or I have my scheduling link in place, and they can walk into the website and schedule a demo from there. I have a sales team who handles a lot of demos. We do have a very good reach with marketing, sales, and we are going for influencer marketing and content collaborations to increase the traffic and to put forth, right? So a lot of businesses, when I mention 92% of G2000 companies use IT outsourcing, and
Hmm.
60% of organization turn to outsourcing for app development. 37% of small businesses outsource at least one small business process
Hmm.
to scale up, because everything cannot be done single hand. You have to
Right.
delegate or outsource. Calm down, it's a one life, you need to enjoy, at the same time grow, right? That's where we help businesses.
Absolutely. And I
Yeah.
think you've got a great solution here for those business owners that are looking for somebody that's going to
Yeah.
be vetted, reliable, and they have an opportunity to have multiple vendors bid
Yeah.
for their work so they could have some options there on who they want
Yeah.
to go with. They can talk to them themselves,
Yeah.
personally interview them, and you've done the first phase of the vetting for them. So that's
Yeah.
fantastic. I
And
absolutely love what you're doing with the
thank you.
my B2B network.com. So I'm going to
Yeah.
encourage everybody, if you're looking for some outsourcing options, to go check out our website. And we love supporting small businesses. And I'm assuming yours is a small business.
Sure. Yes, we do.
And we love supporting female entrepreneurs. So I'm excited to have you on the show today.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Thank you
coming
so
in to
much.
play today.
Yeah.
And
And
if anybody has any questions,
last,
reach out.
yeah, sure. And I have a last point
Mhm.
to inform about the pricing structure
Oh,
of
yeah.
my B2B network as well. Let me quickly walk you through the portal again. And our pricing model is pretty simple. For any business, if they would love to outsource, we don't take any money from them. We do it for free. We take their complete business requirement for free and get multiple quotations for them. And if you want to generate, if a business would like to generate strong leads, right, we do have two packages. One is yearly subscription and another is pay per lead plan. In yearly subscription, it's $19 a month, billed annually. And the best unique point we have is we don't take any commission between the businesses.
Wow, and that's pretty unusual. Most of them are going to take some kind of commission out of it. So
Right.
that's really impressive.
Yeah, which will actually increase the benefit to provider and decrease the indirect burden to our requester. That is why
Mhm.
we don't take any commission between both the parties. And in this plan, they can submit unlimited number of quotations for the leads generated by my B2B network. And if they want to make the test the waters, or if they want to be our if they just would like to see how it works, they can go for pay per lead plan. They can register for free. They can publish all their services for free. And if they want, they can see all their leads for free. If they want to submit quotation, then they have to pay the $40 and then participate in the bidding. That's
I
all.
love it. That's so reasonable for a price.
Yep.
Especially when
Hmm.
you take into consideration that you're not taking a commission fee off of each of it. And
Yes.
so many of the sites do.
Right, exactly. And our unique selling points, I mean, we have a USP as well, that we don't take commission out of the business. That's an impressive point. Every business has, every business are interested in registering with us.
I love it. I love your business model. I love what you're doing, and you're providing a great service to small businesses and even businesses as they grow. I think this is a great resource. I'm so
Yep.
glad you came on today and
Yeah.
shared all what you're doing and what you're up to so that you can help the other small business owners in the area. This is exciting. Thank you so much for coming to play.
Well, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity here to discuss with you and showcase the platform. That's a great pleasure. I'm so glad to be here, and I would love working with you too.
Fantastic. Maybe we'll have you back again as you continue to grow and add more
Right.
services because I see you going far with this.
Yes, we do.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you. This is Christine Deane, your DFW Networking Diva, connecting you to who you want to know. And once again, we introduced you to somebody who's awesome that you're really going to want to reach out to and get to know better. Check out her website, if nothing else, myb2bnetwork.com. And if you need help with your networking or marketing, reach out to me, diva at dfwnetworkingdiva.com. Christine